Hello, this is our final project for our Human Factors and Ergonomics class. My name is Andres Cordova, and my teammates for this project were Yasani Snudi and Ferris Mansour. So for the overview of the project, we're going to start with the problem statement. We're going to go over the goal of the project. We're going to show the method used, the results, and we're going to finalize with the conclusions. So for our problem statement, the faculty is interested in knowing if teaching will increase a person's cognitive abilities and skills. And in order to study the learning curve, we use the popular game Pac-Man. We use the popular game Pac-Man because it's an arcade game that was released in the 1980s, and the goal of this game is to eat the dots while trying to avoid the ghosts that wander around the maze. The goal of the project is to improve human body motions and cognitive skills, also to analyze the human system, to measure the human performance, to measure how the person will learn, and to analyze if the factors and their interactions affect the score. So for the methods used, we collected data from 30 different people. We used 7 different factors as part of our study, as major, year, experience, and so on. And for the methods, we use an ANOVA and a full factorial model. We use the ANOVA because we want to do a comparison between the first and the second attempt, and to determine if there was a significant difference in the test. And for the full factorial model, we study the effects of the factors and how well they interact with the predicted score.
So what we did for the experiments, how we measured it. This is the processes that we used. We asked different group of players to play the game Pac-Man, and then for each person, we'll ask him to start the game. After he's done, we'll record the level and the score that he reached. After that, the same person who played the game, we asked him to teach another person how to play the game. So he would walk with him through the game step by step, telling him what direction to take and how to play it. And then after that, we asked the person who played the game the first time to take another attempt, and then we recorded his second attempt. And through our experiment, we've used some of the human systems, such as eyes and ear for the player who's playing. We played music, so he would have to hear the music and then using his eyes, of course, to play the game, and also ears for the person who's being giving orders from, who would listen to the instructions of the other guy to where to go or how to play the game. Then we have body movements. We only used fingers to move and play the game, and just using the keyboard. And here we created a decision flow chart just to show how the game is being played. As you can see, this is the how starting a new game. Then you eat dots, and then after that, if the ghost is approaching, if no, you eat more dots. If yes, are you close to any big dots? And that's how it works. It just to explain how the game is running and how it's working. And here we have a screenshot of our Excel sheet. As you can see, that we have the name and major, year, level of experience, gender, music, level first attempt, level score first attempt, level second attempt, and then second attempt. Let's take an example. We have here Brooke. He's pre-med, senior, and then 1 means, if you look here, he never played it before. That means 2 is a beginner and 3 is good. And then we go back to Brooke here, and then he's male. 2, music. That means piano. We asked him what type of music he wanted to listen to. So it's either white noise, piano, or electronic, or something loud. And then we scored his first attempt and then the second attempt. And that's how we collected information from different players. And here we changed the data to coded variables in preparation for the full factorial design. This makes the data dimensionless, and directly comparable, so we can accurately and correctly get and analyze our results.
And here we are showing the limits we put to change our natural data to coded variables. For the major, we have 1 for engineering, 0 for business, and -1 for pre-med. For the year, we have 1 for senior, 0 for junior, and -1 for sophomore. We didn't have a freshman, so we didn't have to worry about that. For gender, we have male and female. For the music, we had 1, 2, and 3, which correspond to 1, 0, -1. For the level, we thought that 1 is low, so if you're on level 1, that means you scored low. If you're on level 2 or 3, we put it as high. And for the score, if you scored less than 7,000, then we coded that as low, and if it's higher than 7,000, then we coded that as high. And for the experience, 1 is low, 2 is 0, and 3 is high. These snippets are showing the ANOVA test that we conducted in JUMP. The snippet on the left shows the ANOVA test between the first attempt score and the second attempt score. As you can see at the bottom right, the p-value was 0.0021, which means that there was a significant difference between the first and second attempt, which shows that by teaching the game, someone gets better. This was also confirmed by the snippet on the right, which shows the second attempt level compared to the first attempt level using an ANOVA. And as you can see on the bottom right, the p-value was 0.0051, which is lower than 0.05, which means that the results are significant and that there is a difference between the first and second attempt. In this snippet, it shows a multiple regression model, and it shows the factors without regarding the interactions. So the interaction hasn't been done yet, so this is not a full factorial model. As you can see in the fact summary on the right for the p-values, none of the factors are significant, and that none of them actually affect the score. But we will see how the interactions affect them next. This snippet shows the full factorial model's sorted parameter estimate results. And as you can see, the only interaction that was significant, or factor that was significant, is the interaction between the major, the year, and music, with a p-value of 0.0490. The major and first attempt level was almost significant with a 0.0692 p-value, but it did not cut it. So from our results, we can reject our null hypothesis of having no difference between the first and second attempt, and that there is a difference, and that when someone teaches someone else something, it increases their cognitive abilities and skills, hence the ANOVA test. All of the factors alone are not significant. Only the major, music, and year interaction was significant, as shown by the full factorial model after changing the natural variables to coded variables. And also, we have also noticed that the more you play the game, the better score you get, which was not surprising. Getting better through teaching is scientifically proven in scientific journals, and our experiment proved that too. The main thing we learned throughout this experiment is how to collect data in a real-world environment from different people and have them all align. Also, teamwork was a big factor, because we all had to collect the data in different scenarios and situations from different people, so we needed set rules to complete the experiment. For the difficulties that we had, the only problem we had is that we collected data from a lot of people from different backgrounds, and we didn't know if they were gamers, if they never touched a computer before, or if they liked the game or not, so we couldn't accurately assess that in our. And also, a difficulty that we had is choosing the variables that we wanted to use. We wanted to add more variables, but that did not seem optimal because we wanted to concentrate on the variables that we already have. And as Albert Einstein said before, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Thank you for listening.